She just showed up. Because everyone who is in secondary school knows how to write. Okay? If you don't have a pen, you don't have a paper, ask the one that is seated next to you. Please, can you help me with a pen and a paper? And before you help that person, tell him, don't be a fool next time. Be wise. You give them the pen and the paper, but tell them don't be a fool next time. Because it's foolishness to go to the kupita kumapempero panda polembera ndicho lemba. You get what I'm saying? Not fountain of victory, not fountain of victory. Every time we organize a meeting, Kale, where you're going to write notes. You get what I'm saying? So please get a paper and a pen from your friend if it's possible. Because I want you to keep this so that you can study. You can have time to study. You can have time to look at all these things at your own time. Some of the things I'm going to teach now should be continued in your sessions. You will see that there will be things that are topic, a subject on its own. But I won't take them as a subject. Develop them. There are mentors here. Please take note of what I'm going to teach, so that you understand what we are doing with our destinies, with our lives. So develop them as teachings, and then you can take them throughout the year, what I'm going to start teaching you. Okay, look at verse 1, Romans chapter 12, 1 and 2. It says, I beseech you therefore, brethren, by the mercies of God, that ye present your bodies. Ye present your bodies. Now, it's important that when you're reading the scriptures, you understand exactly to who it is communicating and to what responsibility it is being, is being demanded. In the very first part of that verse, it says you have to present. So it is man's responsibility to present himself as a living sacrifice. It's man's responsibility. It's not God to present you in that way. It is you who are responsibility in how you are going to present yourself. It's your responsibility to present yourself. And it says, at the very end, it says, it should be holy, acceptable. It says, and this is your reasonable sacrifice. So you see, you have to know how to present yourself that you can be accepted in a holy way before God. Are you following what I'm saying? That's what he's saying. It's a man's responsibility. You make a decision. This is how I'm going to present myself. Now, presenting to who? It's not presenting before men there. It is presenting yourself before God. So we all show up differently. Some of us, we show up in a way that we can't be holy and accepted. There are others that should show themselves up before God. The living sacrifice there is not before people. The Bible says, present yourself. Present yourself. It says, by the message that you present your bodies, a living sacrifice. It's not talking before people. A sacrifice is given to God. You don't give yourself as a sacrifice to people. It is given to God. So it says, present yourself to God. This is how you should present. Holy and acceptable. We can simply settle down on that point. Why am I interested with that point? I'm not going to stay more on that point, but it's important. The stand of man with God determines his stand before men. Who you are before God is what reveals who you can be before people. If you are cheap in the eyes of God, do not expect you can be great in the eyes of men. So your stand before God will determine your stand before men. You can't have a great stand with God and be nobody in the eyes of people. It's impossible. Ask Joseph, and the Bible will tell you, my secret was my standing before God. It didn't matter what people were doing to me. I knew it's just a matter of time. Because what is spiritual overrides what is physical. You cannot keep on gaining your grounds with God and keep losing your honor with people. The more you gain yourself in the presence of God, you will find yourself, it will reciprocate the same in the physical sense. It works like that. You cannot be wise with God and be dull before men. Then the wisdom of God is not higher. It's impossible. If you choose to be wise with God, that's the reason the Bible says the beginning of wisdom is what? To know Him. So you are not wise if you don't know God yet. The day you choose to say, I want to know God, you have become wise in everything else in the world. That's why how you present yourself before God matters. Any minute you have an opportunity to present yourself well before God, think. Don't take it casually. Take it so serious. Because there are many people that ever showed up before God and their lives changed. Yeah. You have an opportunity. Maybe today it's different. We thank God for the grace and we thank God for Jesus. But it used not to be like this. To have an opportunity to meet the Father was the greatest opportunity ever. Ever in life. If you are chosen to meet God, you have a great... Let me give you one verse that will show you this. That will show you this. I don't want us to get stuck, but there is a lot that God is showing us. Huh? Just a minute, let me just show you something else. Okay, where am I?